Go again.
Hey, I'm Kevin with Christian Brothers Roofing. We're out here on a project in St. Joe on a metal roof that somebody put some solar panels on. And it looks like they have gone ahead and ripped right out of the metal roof. And that's because they're only using these little screws that we call stitch fasteners. These are only supposed to be to hold two panels of metal together, like right here at my feet, where this row of fasteners pins these two panels together and pinches them tight. But they are definitely not meant to hold any kind of structure like this that's effectively a wind sail, and it's gonna rip right out of that sheet metal. If you look back that way, we'll see you've got another bracket that's still pulling up, and you're gonna find out underneath quite a few of these other panels as well. So each one of these brackets is now a leak point, because all they've got sealing it is a bit of caulking and a screw through some pretty thin metal.
Then Jesse, we were seeing some of the stuff on the electrical.
Well, yeah, we
Like
have
this
some
wiring.
pretty severe issues, obviously. We have some grounding issues, obviously, and with looking at how the panels are producing, they're still working right now. That's the scary part, is that it is DC, so if the sun is shining, these panels are working. And that's why we use Enphase microinverters, because we can isolate it at every single panel. Every panel has a different, inverter. So it goes from DC to AC immediately. But a lot of concerns, obviously, but the major ones are that we have no electrical conduit running anywhere, and all of these wires are actually just laying on the roof. So good thing we have rubber shoes on today.
And this kind of inspection is something that we'd encourage, right? So you might.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. This system is 10 plus years old. I mean, this was back in the Evergy rebate days when people just put them on. They used a big string inverter, and now none of the string inverters work. Nobody's monitored the system, not even just from a standpoint of like making sure there's no holes, but nobody's monitored the system to see if it's even producing or paying itself back or any of that stuff. So.
And the way we do it, 25-year coverage.
25-year warranty on everything. So any penetrations that we make in the roof, we have a 25-year warranty. The inverters have a 25-year warranty on them as well. So yeah, we plan on being around forever. So that's why we use the best product. We don't have time for service calls.
And then just the racking, can we talk about that a little bit?
The racking is Unistrut. It's used in commercial applications for a lot of various things. Solar should not be one of them. Usually you use aluminum anodized rail, like this is aluminum rail here. This is actually the correct product, but the attachment points are absolutely, of course, incorrect. They actually have a great roof standing seam. They could have just clamped on and made no penetrations. And just done the solar system that way, but apparently they chose the more difficult way. So now we're stuck with the problem.
Yeah, what you got?
And the poor owners of this thing actually bought it already, with this system on there. So that, just get somebody out to look at it, right?
Yep. Yeah. Thinking that they really thought that when they probably bought the building, they have a great asset here, but now they have a huge liability on their roof, and how many more times are you gonna have to come out to fix?
So this stuff is removed.
Yeah, that's right.
And obviously, I mean, we've got a patch there. That was
Kind of a panel.
yeah, but I mean, a 3-inch hole almost, or 2-inch hole. Like, you're gonna stick 2 or 3 fingers in that. So they've been dealing with a leak there for a while, and
they're just gonna keep blowing off. I mean, there's no way.
Yeah,
we
these
just
things
take them off, or they weren't installed correctly. So
They get a lot of wind out here in St. Joe.
Yeah.
Yep. And you might
sales for sure.
talk about the engineering that we do, so the way that we would handle it.
Yeah, we would rip everything off, of course, and then hopefully it gets re-roofed, right, by Christian Brothers, and then
At this point, there's not a lot of other option.
Right.
With all the holes that are going to be in here.
yeah, and then once that's done and that's taken care of, we come back and we, of course, do a design. We do a drone flyover. We take, 1,000 photos of a building this size, and we try to utilize the space the best and try to figure out through our program where the panels should go to produce the best. And then once we do that, of course, we look at the electric bill, make sure that is going to offset as much as we possibly can. But we do a structural engineer review on every single one of our plan sets, along with electrical engineer review. So, and everything's stamped, and so that they have peace of mind. I would bet that did not happen on this roof. It obviously would not have been installed this way if that was done. So
Ours would be spec'd for 110 mile an hour wind here on commercial, right? I mean, any speculation what kind of wind this thing would handle is
60.
yeah, in
Yeah,
fact, yeah.
it's pretty scary. But
Yeah. So, yep.
a little nervous even standing up here. So
But yeah. Well, with the live electrical.
Hopefully not too
Yeah.
windy today.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yesterday would have been a bigger question.
yeah.